The word Eben means stone. The word Nezer means help. So Ebenezer simply means my stone of help. And at that point, he said, thus far, God has helped us. Because he knew Ebenezer. That was why the God that killed the sons of Eli did not kill the sons of Samuel. Because Samuel knew Ebenezer. He knew the God that can help men even in their weakness. There is something that when you know, your children will be preserved. There's something that when you know, your generation will be preserved. The question is, what do you know about God? Is somebody with me? He knew Ebenezer. That was why the God that killed the children of Eli could not kill the children of Samuel. Why? Because Samuel knew something. He knew Ebenezer. He knew the God that can help men. Every name of God is a spirit. Every name of God is a dimension. What dimension of his name have you got? And that Ebenezer, 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 my stone of help, only you are my help. One day, a time came when Peter said to Jesus, where you die, I will die. If you go to prison, I will go to prison with you. Jesus looked at Peter and he said to Peter, he said, Simon, Simon. It was Jesus that named him Peter. But when Jesus was about to address him, Jesus addressed him as Simon, Simon. That is to say, certain times for God to help your future, he needs to address your past. Is somebody with me now? He said, Simon, Simon, devil has taken permission to sift you as wheat. Devil has taken permission to destroy you. Devil has taken permission to disconnect you from the apostles. And there was calmness in the room. All of a sudden, Ebenezer stepped in. He said, but I have prayed for you. That is how far Ebenezer can go to help a man. He said, but I have prayed for you. That was why when Peter denied Jesus, he went in and was crying for mercy. Why? Because he had been helped by Ebenezer. But the man called Judas went and hung himself after he betrayed Jesus because Ebenezer could not reach him. I pray for you. I don't know that thing that you are asking for help from God. Today, I pray that Ebenezer will come through for you. The adulterous woman to Jesus. And they said to Jesus that this woman was caught in the very act of adultery. And the law of Moses said that she should be stoned to death. But sir, that is not the law of Moses. The law of Moses says that both the adulterer and the adulteress should be stoned to death. How come you caught the adulteress? What happened to the adulterer? But that's not my message. Now, when they said that to Jesus, Jesus bent his head on the ground and he began to write on the ground. One day I was asking God a question. I said to God, please, can you just tell me what Jesus was writing on the ground? And the Lord said to me, he was trying to introduce Ebenezer. And immediately Ebenezer rose up. Jesus asked, let he who said he has no sin be the first to cast a stone. Let me explain. It simply means, let he who said he has never been helped of God be the first to cast a stone on this woman that needs help. Is somebody with me now? And Bible says, all of them, they didn't know what to do. Bible said they left from the oldest to the youngest because the oldest have been helped of God more. So they left according to how much of help they have received. Is somebody with me? And when they left, Jesus looked at this woman and Jesus said to her, where are your accusers? She said, there are no more. He said, I do not condemn you. Why? Because Ebenezer walks hand in hand with mercy. Anywhere you see Ebenezer, you will see the mercy of God. The mercy of God is all encompassing. Whenever you talk of mercy, Ebenezer is in it. When God wants to complete a good work of mercy in your life, he shows you Ebenezer. Is somebody with me? He shows you Ebenezer. And the truth is that when this man carried stone to throw at this woman was helpless. There is this adage that says, heaven helps those who help themselves. But can I tell you the truth? Heaven does not help those who help themselves. Heaven helps those who don't know how to help themselves. Because if you can help yourself, you don't need God. If you can help yourself, you don't need mercy. If you can help yourself, you don't need the Ebenezer. Somebody's not getting my point. I pray for you. May Ebenezer speak for you. Eh? This is David. David, come here. This is Bathsheba. This is David. Are you getting my point now? Now, Bathsheba is pregnant for David. Now, David is crying and saying, God, show me mercy. What part of what mercy does, among all things mercy does, is to pardon you. But Ebenezer helps you. That's my point. Are you with me now? So, God said, the only way I can show you mercy is to kill the child of Bathsheba. Are you with me now? Because in the principle of God, you know why God wanted to kill the child of Bathsheba? Because the blood of the husband of Bathsheba is already speaking against David. And in the realm of the spirit, it takes blood to silence blood. So God needed to see a blood to silence the blood speaking against David. Somebody's not getting my point. So immediately, what did God do? God said, for me to show you mercy, I must kill this child. And immediately Bathsheba gave birth. God killed the child. Immediately, mercy started speaking for David. And that was how David was pardoned. But now God came to Bathsheba. He said, I know what it is to lose a child. So for that reason, I will help you. So what did God do? God said, the only way I will help you is that I have already positioned that one of the children of David will give birth to a child that will become the king. But you are the person that will give birth to the next child. Why? Because I want to show you mercy. I want to show you Ebenezer. Now, listen. Praise God. In the Jewish culture, an illegal wife has no right to produce a king. Bathsheba was an illegal wife. But the reason why she was the one that produced the next king was because God wanted to show her Ebenezer. Ebenezer can break protocols. Are you with me now? God wanted to show her another dimension of himself. And God said, I know what it is to lose a child, but I will help you. And what did God do? God made her give birth to another child by name Solomon, who now replaced David. Why? Because God wanted to help her. So when God shows you mercy, he pardons you. But when God shows you Ebenezer, he compensates you for your loss. Are you with me now? Thank you. You can go back. When you were here, Ebenezer is here. 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 You cannot follow the marching order of God if you have not been helped by Ebenezer. A time came one day, Peter saw Jesus walking on water. He said, Master, if you are the one, call me to come. Jesus said, that's very simple, come. And Peter began to walk on water. When Peter got close to Jesus, Peter began to sink. And guess what? While Peter was sinking, Jesus did not help him. While Peter was sinking, Jesus did not help him. You know why? Because Jesus at that point was his master. Peter has not yet activated Ebenezer. You're not getting my point. So Jesus was busy looking at Peter sinking. And Peter was saying in his mind, how can my master watch me sink and could not help me? It's not that the master cannot help you, but until you activate Ebenezer, he can't come through for your head. At that point, while Peter was sinking, Peter said, no, I need to do something. Because if I don't do anything, this man will watch me sink. And all of a sudden, he shouted, Master, help! And immediately, Ebenezer was activated and Jesus stretched forth his hand. So there are certain times that you cannot get help from God until you activate Ebenezer. The question is, how do I activate Ebenezer? Oh God. Are you still with me now?